All right, this one is about a bus trip. We're gonna talk about a bus trip. All right, this is about where was I coming from? I think I was coming from Lum Park or Coleman, one of them joints. But they took me up to Pennsylvania to the airlift. You know what I mean? So that's where we're gonna go right now. All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located on the North Mile in Freeport.
Tune in to Unique Mecca Audio.
All right, Unique Mecca Audio, man. All right, I'm on the airlift. They bring me from Oklahoma. So from Oklahoma, they flew me over to Atlanta. Atlanta where they pick up more people at and drop people off that's going from Oklahoma, going to Atlanta, or going in the dirty South. They might be going over there to Talladega. You know what I mean? Any one of the most southern joints. But then they filled the bus back up, the airplane back up, and they shot us over there to Pennsylvania. I get over there to Pennsylvania. When I get to Pennsylvania, the plane land, big old plane. I'm talking about one of them big Con airplanes. I'm talking about hold about 300 inmates. Everybody handcuffed and shackled. Like I said, if something go wrong, the joint go down, they train to grab their life rafts and jump off the plane and leave us on their handcuffed and shackled and drown. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's all a part of what you sign up for. So I'm letting you youngins know if you want to sign up for that, be free. You know what I mean? But you won't be free. You'll be chained up when you fly on the airplane. And if it go down, you go down with the ship. So I'm down there. We flies over there and we land in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. So we lands in Harrisburg, and when you pull up at Harrisburg, they got all these buses out there. Each bus got to, going to a different joint. One might be going to Schuylkill, one might be going to McKean, one might be going to Otisville, just wherever. So, when you get off the bus, they call you by your names and you line up by the bus you going on. They check your handcuffs, take off the handcuffs, the marshals take off their handcuffs, and it's switch, you know what I mean? But when they take them off, you still handcuffed together like this, you know what I mean? So what they do now, they take off, they put their handcuffs on you first, you know what I mean? The bus that's taking you to your institution, they put their handcuffs on, and then they unscrew the handcuffs from the marshals that brought you there to give them their handcuffs to put in their little bin and take it back to where they going. So we sitting there and we handcuffed, they change the handcuffs out. But when they come on the airplane, they call your names. So let's say it's McKean. You get the McKean officers, they come on there and they got a list of everybody that's on the plane going to McKean. So they trying to fill up their bus so they could get up out of there and beat the rush hour leaving the airport from this airlift. So they come on there, and as soon as they open the door, you know what I mean? I'm thinking they're going to call one of the other little FCIs. I think at that time, I was going up to Raybrook FCI, upstate New York by Canada, by the Mohawk Hills, right? So they taking me up in the joint. They come on and they call my name first. So I said, damn, you know what I mean? So now the lieutenant that came on with the list, the lieutenant never comes on. Normally it's an officer, but they got a lieutenant come on, and the lieutenant come on and he got the list with him, and first thing he say is my name, So I'm like, oh man, a lieutenant coming to get me saying my name, that don't sound good. So now they pushes up, and I walks off the bus, and when I go up to the front, he said, yo, you banned from ever going to Lewisburg. Lewisburg is now a holdover, so you ain't supposed to be going there, but we ain't got nowhere else to take you because they put you on the plane and ain't no other prison going to hold you in there. You know what I mean? So we got to take you, And I'm like, oh, man, not back to Lewisburg. Remember, that's where I stabbed the two police, wound up in ADX to start the whole fiasco back in 95. And at this time, it's like 2000, 2003, 2004. So he gets me off the joint and he give me this old lecture, don't come to our jail, start no trouble, we don't want no riot, we don't need your bull, we know how you do, we don't want none of that. You know what I mean? You act accordingly, we gonna act accordingly. But in the whole thing, I'm thinking in my mind, these Europeans gonna try and kill me, they get me up in Lewisburg. But I ain't got no choice to go with them, so it's like they, the sheep being walked to the slaughter, So they put me on the bus, we riding on the bus. So now we on the bus. It's a dude that's on there, and he just kept talking like he been there before. He knew this, he knew that, but nothing he was saying matched up. So I know he ain't never been there because I was already there in 95. So I already know what he's depicting happened didn't really happen. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of dudes there that obviously been there and they know he wailing. You know what I mean? Wailing mean lying, like Bunny Wailer. You know, I Jamaica kind of thing. So my wailer. So he doing all that wailing. We get to the joint. But while we riding, there's a dude in front of him that's laughing at him, and he kept pointing at him to everybody, and making a dude that's doing all the talking the ridicule for everything going on. So he kept pointing at him, he laughing, everybody laughing, but nobody saying nothing because dudes know that this dude is a lunchbox. That means that he crazy. He ain't got it all wrapped too tight. So the lunchbox, just kept talking, this dude pointing and, making fun of him, and he peeks him out his peripheral vision, and you know what I mean? He acting like he don't see him. He just kept talking and just talking. I think, when they talk like that because they nervous, they don't know where they going, So when we get to the joint, they call us first, then they do again. They call my name to get off the bus. They take me off the bus and they put me in a holding tank. They got like 5 different holding tanks. They put me in a holding tank down there, and I'm the first one off. So now with so many people, they just went to bringing other people off, and they start bringing other dudes in the holding cell, but they keep everybody handcuffs on until they get all the people in the holding cell they want, so nobody can't rush the door to run up on them. So now they got me in a joint, and they bring the lunchbox in. So the lunchbox come in, and he just start pacing around. You understand? He handcuffed, I'm handcuffed, everybody handcuffed, so I ain't really worrying about him, but I'm watching him because I know things ain't right. I can tell the way he moving, the screws ain't right. He's 730. You know what I mean? Put that upside down, that means loco. All right? That's what we call him in prison, loco. So we know he loco, AKA he crazy. So he pacing back and forth and pacing back and forth. Then they bring the dude off the bus that was pointing at him, making fun of him. You know what I mean? Mind you, I said he already seen him doing all that. So when he come on there, he pointing at him. So now he comes in and they take everybody handcuffs off. So they take the handcuffs off, this dude just walking around, and you could tell he mad. He walking in circles in a little cage, and it's about 20, 30 of us in there, and he just walking. But I got my back against the wall because I already know if he pop off, I got to be ready to handle myself, so I can't turn my back to him. You know what I mean? But of course, the fool that was doing all the pointing, he ain't never been in war zone, so he don't really know what time it is, so he don't know. He can't turn his back to dude. So now, he turns his back to him, dude walking around, and I see him, and I peek to move. I know what's getting ready to happen. You know what I mean? So a few other people peek to move because they watching him, because you could tell he mad and he walking around and he talking to himself, the lunchbox. I guess he talking to himself about how dude was making fun of him out there. Like, man, I'm not going for this. This dude trying to disrespect me. He playing me like I'm some kind of clown, and I'm definitely not gonna go for that. So I could tell that's where dude was at. So dude walking in the dude that was making fun of him, he's sitting there and he looking, and the whole time he looking, he like, pointing still at people, and dude still see him pointing. But I know that that's a no-no because Lunchbox about to go off. So Lunchbox just keep walking, and then he spins and start going the other way, where now he's walking behind the dude that's pointing and laughing at him. Before he was walking, and as he walked in a circle, he walked facing him and kept going. Now he goes the other way, so that now he's walking, and he's facing him when he's walking, but he's passing him. You know what I mean? So now, when he goes the other way, now he's walking behind him and then going around where, the dude see the lunchbox, back as he pass him. But the lunchbox got a chance to walk behind him. Pay attention, keep up, youngins. You want to go to prison and deal with all this, trying to figure out what a lunchbox doing and who a lunchbox, keep breaking the law. But anyway, so as he walking around him, all of a sudden the dude just cocked back and bust him in his joint, knocked him down, and just started stomping him. So everybody back up, because nobody know nobody, so ain't nobody getting involved. I mean, I didn't care if the lunchbox killed him or not. I'm just keeping it 100. My whole thing is to get out that cage alive. It ain't trying to help another man get out alive that don't know how to move and trying to act like he know how to move. But like I said, as dude, we call it mollywopped him. You know what I mean? Smacked him in the back of his joint, knocked him down. Now he's stomping him. So the police come run up in there, and when the police come run up in there, the lunchbox, he fighting the police, he fighting everybody. We all stand up on the bench, we against the wall, and the lunchbox in the middle of the floor, and we getting a good old show to just be going there, you know what I mean? But as he fighting him and he's stomping him, there's a dude on the ground that was pointing at him. He got blood everywhere. I mean, teeth and everything everywhere. You know what I mean? Teeth everywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and I'm laughing now. So now, while Lunchbox fighting, Lunchbox, he nervous. But I'm sitting on the bench, you know me, I'm old instigator. I'm like, yo, whoa, watch your back, watch your back. He coming up from behind. Lunchbox turned around and hooked off, boom. So when he drops the police, another police came and kicked him from behind because Lunchbox had a little size on him. So he kicks him from behind, and when he kicks him, he run into another police. He grabbed the police, picked the police up, and slammed him against the wall. You can see his head hit the wall, and blood went everywhere. So Lunchbox scared to death. He fighting for his life now. But now there's 20 of us, like I said. We all playing the bench. They got benches going around the whole joint they supposed to sit on, but we standing on the bench to give them free room. Everybody in there is scared to death. But I'm laughing. I'm like, yo, don't let him do that. Oh, yo, don't let him grab you by the legs. Police trying to grab him by the leg. I'm like, yo, what? He going for your legs? So, of course, Lunchbox kicks the police in the face. Boom, I see the teeth jump out. Boom, I said, oh, they going to kill Lunchbox. You know what I mean? I done went through with Lewisburg, but they done knocked out 4 of my teeth with an axe handle, so I know how they play down there in Lewisburg. You know what I mean? So I said, oh, man, poor Lunchbox ain't going to have no teeth by the time they done with him, because they didn't like us with gold teeth. So all of us that had gold teeth when I first went in, they took an axe handle, they got you on the ground, and they bang your teeth out because you ain't allowed to have gold, much less diamonds in your joint. So that's how they knocked us out. Lunchbox ain't had no gold or diamonds, but he was just fighting, so they just want to make sure, you know what I mean, he only can eat potatoes and drink out of a straw to have his meals. You know, that's where the police at right now. They trying to punish him because they don't saw their man got slammed in the wall, the whole back of his head bust open, there's blood everywhere. You know what I mean? So now they got to go clean the blood up. And, you know, when you clean blood, blood is always there no matter what. So that cop blood going to be there. So all the other police will come in and be able to say, yo, that's where dude did such and such. So make sure when you bring them in, you handcuff them different and do it different than we did to make it mess up. Because they do things by trial and error. Same as we do. All right? So now they get Lunchbox and they got his hands back and they trying to, you know what I mean, act like they trying to cuff him. But another police go in the front and he hits him in the gut. So Lunchbox curls over, but he a big boy. So he ate that. You know what I mean? He looked at him. He started screaming. Arr! So when he's screaming, I'm like, oh, man, the fight is still going to be on. So Lunchbox kicked the police in front of him. You know what I mean? He elbowed all the police, got him up off him. He snuffed all the police, and the fight began again, and we on the wall. And I'm yelling, hey, oh, all right? And everybody start yelling, hey, oh, all right? So then, you know me, I'm, yo, keep it going. And I'm making so much noise, the police confused, Lunchbox confused, everything just crazy out of control, man. You know, but that's how I enjoyed my little bus trip going back to Lewisburg. So now they take me off the joint, and they thinking that I instigated them because I'm sitting here yelling, Ayo. So I'm saying, man, I'm a music writer, I'm a songwriter. That's a song I wrote, man. I just felt like singing a song because I really didn't care what y'all was doing. You know what I mean? They say, yeah, we got something for your black ass. So they take me out of that joint, the holding cell, and they take me to this other area over there where the Cubans is at that I told you about over there in G Block. So they put me in a hole in G Block, and they put me in a hole. I'm even going to say his name because if somebody know where he at, tell him to reach out to me. Because like I said, you know, there's people still alive to stamp my stories. You know what I mean? There was a dude from Brooklyn named Sebastian. Sebastian used to do legal work. But they put me in the cell with Sebastian, and I'm up in the cell with Sebastian, and being that, you know, they already know I don't punish the police. Lunchbox just punished the police 8 years later. I'm instigating it, so I know they mad as her mother. So they come back to the cell. You know what I mean? Like 1 o'clock in the morning, they come to my door and tell me to cuff up at 1 o'clock in the morning. The jail locked down at 10 o'clock. You come to my door at 1 o'clock, said, cuff up. I got to pull out my knife. I got to be ready to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm in holdover, and yeah, I got a knife in holdover. You know what I mean? Because my man Sebastian, being that he did legal work, he had pens. You understand what I'm saying? So I took a couple of sheets, tied the pens together, had all the points pointed, and I had the sheet wrapped real thick. You know what I mean? Use a pen so you see. I got the sheet wrapped real thick at the end of that so I could grip it. That way I could put it in his neck or his eye. Not promoting it, but this is how we had to survive. So if you youngins want to get involved, know you got to know how to make your knife out your pen to be able to put it in somebody's eye when they trying to take your life, like they get ready to do me. So when they come, I got the pen in my hand, I'm holding it, and I take the string and I make a joint to wrap around my wrist. That way when they go to stomping me, because the first thing they're going to do is try and stomp my wrist and hoping I pop it open and drop the knife. You know what I mean? So I wraps it around my wrist so I know I'm ready for them. So I'm standing back from the door, And, you know, to my surprise, my man Sebastian that did the legal work, you know what I mean? He backed up with me and he went to the door and he told the police, yo, I'm not letting you come in here and get him. You know what I mean? Y'all you go show an order why you trying to move him at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, do new legal work. So he telling them, show cause what you doing. You know what I mean? So they said, yo, you cuffing up or not? Or you refusing an order? You know what I mean? I said, man, I don't hear none of that you saying. You and your order can wipe your ass with, I wipe my ass with your order, man. You know what I mean? I'm not cuffing up and I got the knife in my hand. I'm letting them know, get away from my cell or come up in here. And I want you to come up in here. So being I'm inviting them to come up in there, they know already punished 2 of them back in 95. So they already know that I ain't got no problem swinging on them and I'm not going back down until they kill me up in the joint. So, you know, they leave and they come back with like 5 other police and the lieutenant trying to sweet talk me to come up out the cell. I said, yo, lieutenant, listen, man. You know, I done punished 2 of y'all in 95. Your man came on the bus, on the airlift, on the airplane. He told me I'm banned from here, told me I don't belong here, told me y'all don't want me here. Y'all brought me here anyway, and here it is 1 o'clock in the morning, y'all telling me to cuff up. Where you trying to take me at 1 o'clock in the morning? He said, nah, we're going to move you to someplace else in the jail. I said, then why you can't do that when the sun come up? Why you can't do that when there's more people here than just, you know, you goons? You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, that's the way. I say, look, man, bottom line is come up in here and kill me, you know what I mean? So I can try and take one of y'all with me, and I'm good. Either that or get away from my cell. So he got away from my cell. The next morning, they come, and the warden and all them walking through, and I tell the warden, I say, yo, warden, what's up, man? You know, my name, such and such, I'm supposed to be going to this spot. They bring me down here. Everybody else going to the FCI that I'm going to is up there in the dormitory, and they got microwaves, they got TV, they playing cards all night, but they got me locked in the cell. You know what I mean? So the warden said, where you going? I said, it's on my card. He looked at my card, like right over there where it got like, you know, the numbers. See, I got 29. I don't even know, I point the finger where it got the 29 right there, right over there. They got your picture card and they tell them where you going. So he saw I was going to Raybrook. So the warden, you know, he just walking around. He ain't look at no paperwork or nothing to really know who I was, but he know that I'm going to Raybrook. So he said, nah, take him out, put him up there where Raybrook at. They take me out, move me up there where Raybrook at. I get up there to where Raybrook at. Now all the dudes that was on the bus with me, they up there and they talk about how Lunchbox beat the police down and how they punished them. I mean, teeth everywhere. You know what I mean? So now they get me up in the joint, and I'm up there with the homies. I'm playing cards with this Latin King cat, right? And, you know, I'm sitting here, somebody else sitting here, Latin King dude sitting here, and somebody sitting across from me, which is my partner. So the Latin King dude kept winning. You know what I mean? Big Spanish Latin kid dude. You know what I mean? He kept winning. So I said, hold up, man, you cheating. You must be looking at my hand. You understand what I'm saying? He said, man, I ain't looking in your hand. I said, man, I know you looking in my hand. How the hell you know what I'm going to play every time I'm getting ready to play it? You know what I mean? So he said, man, I ain't looking in your hand, man. So they dealt the cards, and as we playing, you know, I look down on the table, and you'll never guess what I see on the table when I look down, what he used to prove his point that he wasn't looking. Guess what he did to prove his point that he wasn't peeking in my hand? When I looked down at the table, it was right there looking back at me. I just gave you the clue. Yeah, his eye. He had a glass eye. The boy popped his eye out, put it on the table, making fun of me for accusing him of cheating, because he got a glass eye in his left eye. He's sitting right here, so he showed me that, man, I can't even see nothing out this eye. So he put the left eye on the table. You know what I mean? He done lost that eye, or I think in Atlanta or something, he said. You know what I mean? Police done stabbed him, took his eye out. That's why I had my pen, and I love my pens, man. Like my man Picasso, big shout out, kept the paintbrushes nice and sharp. You know what I mean? You know, the little skinny paintbrushes that the artists do this with. My man Picasso used to get the solid wood paintbrushes, and then he'll file them down, take them, put them in a pencil sharpener, and he'll turn it and get the point real sharp. And then he walked around with a little sleeve he made. He wanted to patent it. It was a sleeve that wrapped around his arm, and then he put the paintbrushes in there where the points is down, but the bristles is hanging up, so the police see his paintbrushes when he walk around these brushes, and he'll, come with his little paint board, and he'll sit there and he'll grab a brush down and he'll get to painting. You know what I mean? So the police don't know what it is. But now, we up in the joint, and dude pulls his eye out, man, to show me that the police done took his eye out. He can't be cheating because he can't even see out that left eye. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed so hard, man. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna front. If he wasn't a cool dude, I was getting ready to smack his eye off the table because it scared the shit out of me, man. When I looked down and saw this nigga eye, I saw an eye with the black pupil and the white around it looking up at me, and I went to smack that joint off the table, you know. But I looked at my man, and he's sitting there smiling, he laughing because he thinking it's a joke, you know what I mean? And, you know, but that's just how we doing there. We got twisted personality, twisted sense of humor. So that's what we do. But, you know, so now, after we done played card, the next day they come through, and if y'all done been in the holdover or wherever you go, you know, the warden and all that, they walk through the joint because you can't go to main line and go see him. So the warden walked through the joint. So here go the warden, the captain, the AW, everybody. I'm sitting back in the cut and I'm hiding because that piece of shit lieutenant that came and got me off the plane, that told me I didn't belong there, that reminded me that they didn't forget about when I stabbed a couple of them. You understand what I'm saying? He with them. So I'm sitting, they got a bunch of bunk beds that go out like this. Bunk beds, bunk beds, bunk beds. So I'm sitting in between the bunk bed and I'm trying to hide, you know what I mean? So that they can't see me. And now as they walking, it's like dude must have walked downstairs before they came upstairs in the unit that I was in the hole that I was in the night before when they tried to move me at 1 in the morning. So he knew I wasn't down there, so he looking for me. So as he walking, he looking between the aisles, and he spot me. He comes walking right over there real fast. So as soon as he come walking over there, I got up, I played it off, I walked over to the warden. I said, "Thank you, warden. I'm glad you put me up here, man. I ain't seen my friends in a minute. I really appreciate you." And this lieutenant is sitting there furious and fuming. You know what I mean? Like, what? You know what I mean? He wanted to say something to get me aggravated, knowing that I got a temper, so I go off in front of the warden, and they could whoop me and then put me back in the shoe. But I beat him to the punch by thanking the warden. You understand? So now the warden telling me you welcome, so that deaded anything he wanted to do. You know what I mean? So he sit there, the warden and the captain walked by, and then he came back with the captain, and the captain said, "Look, he already told me who you are. He told me what you did to the police." I said, "Okay, but did he tell you what the police did to me? They broke 2 of my ribs, swole my nuts up this big, and knocked 4 of my front teeth out with an axe handle, and then set me up to 80X. Now, I done left that alone, so you telling me you can't leave me stabbing 2 of y'all alone to protect myself. If that's an issue, might as well strap up and kill me right here now." You know what I mean? He said, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that. What we gonna do is, in the morning, we gonna have, if it was day before Thanksgiving, 2006, you know what I mean? He said, look, what we gonna do is, in the morning, we're gonna have a special bus. It's gonna come and take everybody waiting to go up to Raybrook, you know what I mean? Including you. It wasn't supposed to leave for 2 weeks, but we don't want you on our compound, so we're gonna get you out of here in the morning, and we're gonna send everybody else up there so they can thank you for, you know, helping to get them out sooner, because the conditions there is worse than where we getting ready to go. You know what I mean? So they come get me early in the morning. 3:30 in the morning, they wake me up. I'm the first one they call out again. They put me in the cell by myself now, like I'm Hannibal Lecter or something. So I'm sitting down there in the cell, and I'm thinking, oh, these damn crackers gonna come in here and try and kill me. And yeah, I said crackers, because that's how I look at the government, like crackers. You know what it is. Even though they got black faces up there, you know what I mean? They just as, you know what I mean? They just as white as the white man. You know what I mean? Because they feel like, you know, the black police in the institutions, they feel like they got to do things to impress, you know what I mean, their superiors, you know what I mean, by treating us like crap, you know? So they come take me down there, put me on the bus, and they drive me up to Raybrook. They got my hands handcuffed like this, and they got me handcuffed to the back of the fence in the bus. You know what I mean? They got me sitting in the front seat, and I can't move, and I'm stuck. And they got the handcuffs so tight, and the bus cold. They got air conditioning on. This day before Thanksgiving, driving up in the mountains. So my fingers and everything was numb like ice. You know what I mean? My fingertips was red, purple. You know what I mean? From the handcuffs where it cut off my circulation. I still got marks on my wrist. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Subscribe and all that, and hit that Cash App. Forgot to tell you. All right? Let's keep that 100. Game is to be sold, not told. So they take me up there. As soon as we get to Raybrook, the police come on the bus. And as soon as they come on the bus at Raybrook, the first thing they do is they call my name again. Everybody else going to the compound, they put me in a goddamn shoe. You know what I mean? They put me in the shoe at Raybrook. Now, you ain't experienced nothing until you go to the shoe in 20 below zero weather. But I'm going to leave it there and let it end because, you know, my man got to get ready to get up out of here. But I just wanted to tap in and let y'all know what time it is, man. You know what I mean? So we going to end this right here. And if you want to hear what happened at the shoe in Raybrook, what that joint is like in 20 below zero weather, you know, put it in the comments, man. All right? So just put it in the comments and we see what's up.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nordica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated